to the Man of Recaps. This is Arrow Season 6. At the end of Season 5, Prometheus blew up Lian Yu, killing everyone on the show. Luckily though, most people did survive. Thea got exploded pretty good, so she's in a coma for a few episodes. Diggle took some shrapnel to the shoulder, so he's got some nerve damage. But if Curtis can science Felicity walking again, he can science away a hand tremor. In fact, the only death is Oliver's baby mama, so he's suddenly a single dad. Speaking of dads, it's Mother effing Slade Wilson. He has a son that he needs to rescue from some bad guys, but turns out his son's the leader of the bad guys, and he has a secret other son he didn't know about, so watch out, that might matter later. Anyway, by day, Oliver Queen leads Star City as its mayor, but by night, he is someone else. He is something else. He is the Green Arrow. And unfortunately, this picture surfaces, so now everyone knows it. The FBI wants to take him down, but even though he is the Green Arrow, this picture is fake, so he's off the hook for now. By the way, Full Oliver is back on. In fact, they get married this season. Oliver wants to spend more time with his family, so he retires and passes the hood to John Diggle.
I'm the Green Arrow.
Problem is, Dig's not much of an archer, so they make him a sweet crossbow that's close enough to a gun. He's very good with it. But the FBI still has their eye on Oliver. In fact, turns out someone on the team is testifying that he's the Green Arrow. And the culprit is Rene Ramirez. The FBI knows he's Wild Dog, so he's flipping on Oliver to protect his daughter. So Oliver kicks him off the team, but turns out he was surveilling everyone, which Curtis and Dinah are not okay with. So the three members of New Team Arrow form their own superhero squad. And now it's time for this season's villain, super hacker Caden James. Remember, Felicity helped Helix break him out of Argus custody last season, and surprise, he turned out to be a bad guy. He can hack anything with Wi-Fi and use it to kill people. He also has a gigantic city-leveling bomb, just in case. Oliver suits back up to take him down, but he's recruited a whole squad of supervillains, so the two separate but equal Team Arrows agree to work together. One of the villains on the Caden James squad is Vigilante, who we met last season, but turns out Dinah Drake knows him. It's her murdered former partner / lover. Turns out he's a good guy working to take James down from the inside, so these two are romancing again. But he soon gets caught and New Team Arrow busts in to rescue him, but it was a trap. Also working for Caden James is Evil Laurel, the Black Siren. Dinah watches helplessly as she yells into his head, exploding his brain. He ended up with super healing powers, but it seems like brain exploding works, and Dinah's so sad. Now Caden James is doing all this because the Green Arrow killed his son, but turns out that was faked too. Caden James realizes one of his own squad has been manipulating him, so long story short, he's gonna blow everyone up. Oliver puts a stop to that though. So who's the evil mastermind behind this whole thing? It's Ricardo Diaz, the Dragon. He's a soft-spoken kind of guy, so no one suspected him, but he's got big plans.
Why destroy a city when you could take it over?
He kills Caden James, which is too bad because Star City's in desperate need of the $70 million he ransomed. They find his account, but it's already been withdrawn by Evil Laurel. She almost got away on bomb night, but Dinah came for vengeance, and they had a Black Canary battle. Dinah ends up shooting her, but her fake father, Quentin Lance, was there, and half rescues, half kidnaps her. Evil Laurel has consistently shown that she's bad to the bone, but one day she had Quentin captive, and they started talking about how maybe she wouldn't have grown up evil if her whole family hadn't been murdered. She ends up letting her fake dad go, so after that, it became Quentin's personal quest to force a redemption arc on her. He makes a deal with Oliver where she'll give back the money if he helps her escape the country. But before they can, New Team Arrow shows up and Dinah wants her revenge. So it's a Team Arrow civil war. They have an epic fight, but Oliver lays the smackdown. Evil Laurel escapes, but she comes right back, pretending to be real Laurel, which is awkward. Turns out someone stole the money from her stash. It was Ricardo Diaz. Green Arrow tracks him down, but can't arrest him. He's used the $70 million to buy the police department. He's also the one who's been trying to get Oliver in prison. In fact, he's got a new star witness. It's Roy Harper. With her ex-boyfriend in danger, Thea Queen suits back up and immediately kisses him. Luckily, he's not seeing anyone. These two decide that they're in love and are gonna ride off into the sunset. But they're stopped by ninjas. Yes, the League of Assassins. They were disbanded by Nissa Al Ghul, but not before Malcolm Merlyn created a splinter group that's still been operating after his death. Nyssa comes to help take him down, and by the way, she and Oliver are still technically married. Anyway, they fight some ninjas and find a secret map. Turns out Merlyn found 3 new Lazarus pits! Thea figures it's her responsibility to help take them out, so she leaves the show to do that. Also, Nyssa formally annuls her and Oliver's marriage. Around this time, Oliver and Diggle have a huge argument and turns into a best friend bro fight. This helped them work out their issues, but Diggle decides to quit the team for good. He goes to get a job with his wife at Argus. Then it's time for Oliver Queen's trial. It's not looking good for him because, of course, the judge is bought by Diaz. But the Green Arrow busts in to testify. Who's wearing the hood? It's Tommy Merlyn! He died, of course, at the end of season 1, but his story is that he faked his death to go full-time Green Arrow. But it's not really him. It's a professional face changer guy they hired. Unfortunately, the jury's also bought by Diaz, so Oliver's found guilty. But then the judge declares him innocent. Yeah, it was the face changer guy again. So congrats, Oliver, you're a free man. Of course, you got this poor judge killed. So Diaz goes to plan B, which is just murder Oliver and everyone he cares about. So facing this threat, Oliver apologizes for Arrow Civil War, and the team agrees to work together again. Long story short, though, they still can't handle Diaz, so Oliver makes a deal with FBI Lady.
I'm gonna need you to say the words.
I am the Green Arrow.
The FBI comes in full force to liberate Star City, which is probably their job in the first place, right? They don't get Diaz though, but then Oliver's Russian best friend Anatoly joins the good guys again. He was working with Diaz all season, but then realized the dragon's a scary guy to work for, so he gives up his location. Evil Laurel was also working for Diaz, but then she realized he's a scary guy to work for. She tried to kill him, but he's got a sonic dampener, so he captures her and Quentin takes a bullet for her. She may not be a good guy yet, but she really did care for her fake dad. So the cavalry busts in, Green Arrow and Diaz have their final rooftop battle, and at the end it's the same old dilemma.
You want to stop me? You're gonna have to kill me.
Black Siren comes and is like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Boom, blasts him off the roof. But crazily, he survives. Quentin Lance, though, actually dies, and he and Oliver have a really emotional talk about how proud of him he is now, so I believe he might actually stay dead. Then, as part of the deal Oliver made with the FBI, he's gotta turn himself in. He has a big Iron Man press conference.
I am the Green Arrow.
Then Oliver Queen is in prison. That's how season 6 comes to an end.